Welcome to Semper Hooah podcast.
Petey, you doing all right back?
I'm doing great.
Sorry to be solo.
No,
I know. I feel like I'm so far away from him. I'm like,
I don't know what to
I'm
do.
like Petey. I'm usually shoulder to shoulder.
Two dilfs.
I got so much room to man spread here.
I love the dilf shirts. These are great.
I'll tell you what, these are fantastic. And the fact that it was unscripted
I know, I
is
like that.
even better. I saw you walk out. I was like, God
Get
damn
out
it.
of here.
I knew it. This is where we're supposed to be.
Oh, freedom the fuck on. It's so great.
Yeah, it was nice explaining to my 15-year-old. She's like, DILF? MILF? And I'm like, nope. No, I love freedom.
Damn,
Yep.
I love freedom.
Yep, I love
Dude, I
freedom.
saw the shirt on like Facebook. I was like, yes.
Yeah, my wife got it for me.
So you make that in Bro Tank too? Cool, I'll get one of those as well.
Bro tank?
Yeah. Bro Tank it up. What have you guys been
Hell
up to? It's
yeah.
been a while since we've been on.
I've just been camping like every weekend for like the last 5 weekends.
Nice. Petey's been just working on his house.
That and all the TDYs and
I know.
AT.
Yeah, everything's going on, man. I got back into vintage Italian porn. That's what I did.
Ooh, vintage.
Yeah. Well, it's like 90s, early 90s.
Oh, so
Yeah.
is that real vintage right now?
Well, yeah, they label it though. So like when you're looking for like retro and stuff, they'll say vintage. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
You just type in
90s and 2000s is now retro.
Retro, yeah.
You're like Spice Channel oldies.
Yeah. But I loved it though.
Skinamax.
It's also because like a lot of it has to do with like it's Catholic based like crazy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of nuns and priests doing stuff.
And there's a lot more stories.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it is. It's deep.
It's
And-
like I'd like to know the characters.
What I like too about it is it also has like great angles.
Yes.
You know, and it's like passionate blowjobs, like passionate
Yeah.
ones. They're not like these like the shit we have in the States here, where they're
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
just
no.
smacking it away. Like
No,
it
they
seems
just-
fake. It seems real there.
Yeah, they're doing it
Yeah.
because they want to.
Yeah, yeah.
know what I mean?
And the chicks are all hot as shit. The dudes are like, Jesus Christ. Dude, like,
They're-
ugh.
Yeah, the guys are terrible, but the chicks are Italians are gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's
And I
just-
mean,
It's the cross we have to bear.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of foreskin. So, you know, it's okay. I mean, I'm uncut. So
Once
I
you get
used
past
to
the
it.
turtleneck, though,
yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah, but they're like, it's not bad. It's not bad. at all.
Not bad.
Anyway, let's start the show. All
Yeah.
right. Jesus Christ.
Welcome.
Two Semper Hooah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we little pause in our episodes there.
went off the rails there.
Well, you know,
Pause X.
pause X there. I mean, it is summertime. It is a little hard for all of us to keep pumping out shows like crazy, but we will keep doing as much as we can when we can, and they'll come out to you.
Correct.
It is our 4th of July special.
America.
Fuck yeah! All right. Yeah, I was a little delayed on that. Sorry. Instead of taking off the Betsy Ross off that wall, I just bought a new one that came in this morning. Because I was like,
Love it.
I'm
Love
like,
it.
you can't go wrong with two.
I was
of
going
them.
to talk shit about your
can't.
half-ass installation there.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it embodies women and women's role in America. That's what I love about it, you know? We're an equal opportunity. We love everybody in America.
And it's just like it's like
Seamstresses.
really
Seamstresses,
And
all of them.
secretaries, you know, the good old days.
Secretaries, house moms.
Why are all the seamstresses I know Korean ladies off of military installations? You know, no rag.
You know, dude. By the way, not a sponsor, but these high noons are fucking delicious. The grapefruit.
My brother drinks those, and they swear by them. They're very delicious.
Fantastic.
They're good when you're on a boat. When you're on a boat,
I'm
they
on a
seem
boat.
to make you want to jump in the water more.
All right, let's actually start the show here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're all right. Hey, this week's episode is sponsored by Burger Belsen, the world's
Jesus
first and likely
Christ.
last German-themed World War II era burger joint. If you're furious of the Allied powers, come on in, join the party, and try out the new triple ration burger, topped off with our secret extra spicy final solution sauce and a side of Fuhrer fries. Burger Belsen, burgers done right. Gotta love those. Good sponsors. Anybody else want to finish the rest?
You know, if you would like to support us with a contribution, head over to semperhua.com and click on the Support Us button. You can also grab some merch while you are there, and all proceeds will go to Land for Heroes Lodge, a retreat being built for veterans and first responders in Southampton County, Virginia, by country music artist Colton James.
Right, yeah.
As always, all views and opinions are not expressed with a DOD, any military branch, government agency, or even your neighbor, Kasha.
Oh, Oh, that's right. We didn't even talk about Sam not being here right now.
Oh, well,
he woke up late.
You know,
I literally called him
things happen.
15 minutes before he's supposed to be here,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, what time is it?" I'm like, "Dude, you're supposed to be in 15 minutes." Oh, I'm just not gonna make it.
He was gonna take his monthly shower and then slipped and fell in the tub.
Yeah.
He had some sauce to make or something.
Yes.
You know, some secret sauce.
Was it possibly Burger Belson sauce? All right, Burger's on the right.
Belson.
Ah, there it is again.
Oh my
so
god.
getting canceled for that one. All right.
Roscoe Van.
Oh
Yes.
Lord. So
All
seriously, what is going on with this fucking Wagner group?
Yeah,
oh
that
my
the quick
god.
the quick coup the coup the
Okay,
coup,
so
coup.
this is also a very confusing thing. Did it last a day? Because we're still seeing reports that it's like back on, then it's off, then it's back on.
I think you just saw old news.
Yeah.
I think they really
It's
just.
kind of like bouncing all
Let's
over
get
the place.
our correspondent Petey on this one. He knows all about what happens in the East Bloc.
Well, yes. Basically, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who is the CEO, owner, whatever, restaurateur,
General
that-
in command.
that also owns Wagner Group, got pissed off because, well, he's been getting pissed off with the Russian Ministry of Defense for the last few months, understaffing, undersupplying weapons, munitions, etc. And he's got a bunch of his bubs hanging out at this forward operating position there. And the Russians decide, hey, let's send a couple missiles that way just to shut them up a little bit. Although, who really knows what the reasons were. So this guy, Prigozhin, gets all pissed off. He's like, not necessarily fuck you, Russia, fuck you, the couple
The
generals
generals.
in charge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm storming up Moscow because these dudes need to be fired or killed or whatever, right?
And they will kill every civilian on the
Are
way.
there other reports
No,
that
like-
there was a warrant put out for him? Are those true?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, but then the warrant goes away once this alleged deal with Lukashenko out of Belarus took
President
place.
of Belarus.
Yeah.
President,
Belaruska.
yeah. Or some kind of leader, whatever they have.
Yeah,
Dictator.
he's president
Dictator,
slash
yeah.
dictator.
Yeah.
Conveniently elected for the last 20 years with
Yeah.
100%
Unanimous votes.
no opposition party. But yeah, it's so weird because it's like, first of all, if you stage a coup, even though you're just trying to take over the Ministry of Defense or hold these people accountable, arrest warrant goes out, then it goes away because you say that, hey, I'm just going to go and move to Belarus, and then all my Wagner fighters can be conscripted into the Russian military. I don't know. There's just...
Yeah,
I heard they were trying to conscript them all.
Yeah,
they were
as
trying
part
to
of
get
the
the
plea-
Wagner Group guys, and they're like, "Fuck you, we don't want any part of that shit."
Yeah, as part of the plea agreement or what have it, or like, hey, we're gonna drop all charges. If you didn't participate, you can be free. If you did participate, we're gonna drop the charges, but you're now part of the Ministry of Defense.
fun stuff.
It's
I don't know.
It's a
just-
whole clusterfuck situation going on.
I,
out there.
I was simply hoping, like, I didn't think that it was going to actually turn into a coup or anything like that where they're storming Moscow and, like, hey, Putin's no longer in charge. What I hoped
hoping it was.
I was really like, whoa.
What I hoped it would do was kind of start off a grassroots movement where it's like
Yeah.
the regular Russians are now, like, waking up and it's like, hey, we've been lied to. This is bullshit. They start a grassroots movement.
I'm pretty sure they're too busy worrying about whether they're going to be hauled off to the gulag and burying their loved ones right now.
Well, at some
You know what I
point-
mean? I mean,
at some
come
point,
on.
They got to realize what the fuck is that.
Yeah, but look at North Korea, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
look
but
at these places where people are shut out of information.
Yep.
They don't their brain capacity. Shit, when we first came into Iraq, these guys were like they thought we were spacemen.
Right.
They had no idea. They were like, "What the fuck is all this?" And we're like, "You can buy this shit out of a catalog." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in America, you can buy this out of a catalog. Everything is open source pretty much in America compared to the rest of the world. Who knows what these Russians are being told?
Yeah.
And whether they're even asking the questions.
Yeah.
A lot of people we found throughout history will just blah 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 and be sheep and just go along.
Yeah. Kind of like the Americans do.
Kind of like everybody though.
Yeah.
Everybody. That's just
We all do
human
it, yeah.
nature is to kind of like, okay, let's just go with the flock, you know?
All right, enough about Russia. We know it was a coup that almost happened. Wasn't really a coup. It was just some storming up some shit. He got out there. It turned out it fizzled out within under 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm really sad because I was like, maybe it's back on, and then I'm like, no.
Yeah,
And
you
then
sent the thing.
Maybe
I'm
it's
like,
back
that's just
on.
old news, bro.
I knew I saw that when it
Delayed
first
feed.
happened.
Delayed feed.
But then when you, yep.
All right, what else has happened? Okay, the Ocean Gate submersible. Oh, man.
I don't understand. Okay, so these guys had 5 previous journeys down to this thing.
Right.
And we're fine.
And the reason we're talking about it is, A, because the Coast Guard was involved, now the Navy's involved with it, so that's when obviously everyone knows about it.
Well, the shady shit is that they knew about it on Sunday and then slow walked the information coming out. I mean, that.
Well, because you don't
come
necessarily
the
want to fucking
fuck
disclose collections and methods
And then-
and sources. Right?
Dude, it's
It really wouldn't
fucking
be, but
dumb, though.
No,
you would hear a submarine imploding in the ocean.
Yeah.
Through most Navy submarines.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
otherwise,
they-
how do
but
you
as
drive
far
a
as
sub?
you then start triangulating, hey, where the reach is and what have you. You start disclosing.
Well, they don't have to say where it is, but they can say, "Hey, we heard an
But
implosion happen at."
You're now disclosing the fact that you have a capability of not in U.S. waters being able to.
Let's get to the great part about it, the memes.
Why
fucking
is it such a
fantastic.
meme? Like all these billionaires
put one
die,
up
and I'm
there.
like, and a 19-year-old kid, I'm like, why is this? Maybe I'm just that old now, and I'm like, why is this so funny? I don't fucking get it.
I know, I was like, too, like, it's so, but it is
Why?
like touring the wreck of the Titanic, $250,000. Joining the wreck of Titanic forever, priceless.
Oh, God, just
I know,
brutal.
every single one was rough.
Every one
but
was
yet,
brutal.
And I was just like, that's great. Oh, it's so sick.
Oh,
though.
they're funny.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, it's dumb ways to die. Like, you realize,
That
like, you're,
is-
come on, dude.
I
You're in
feel
a-
bad for that kid. That kid was like, I don't want to go, Dad. I don't want to go, Dad.
Well,
and the
the
dad
fucked
was
up
like,
thing was-
you're going.
The mom was supposed to go, and she gave up her seat for the kid.
I mean, yeah,
You need to
let's,
spend more time with your dad.
let's get into a PVC pipe with 2 fucking steel caps on it. That sounds good. Controlled by, a video game controller.
And then that guy came out and was like, yeah, the glass on it was only rated for like 4,000 feet. And
Right.
they went down to like,
And them using
15,000
carbon
feet or
feet,
something.
Them using carbon fiber instead of steel and
Yeah.
all this other shit.
It's, it's lighter, cheaper. Oh, yeah, the guy admitted, like, I cut some corners, save some bucks here.
Safety?
Ridiculous.
What safety?
Anyway, Navy's still, like,
Yep.
trying to do that shit, find it.
They have found it. They've
Oh,
recovered
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
or
they recovered, yeah,
whatever.
whatever.
No. Don't tell anybody we know where it is. Let's just say we know it happened.
Titanic.
Those poor people turned to goo.
I bet it was the undersea aliens that took him out.
Yeah,
they
could
got
be.
too close. They got too close.
All right.
They had it because,
Lancey's high. Here
because
we go.
Disney put out Little Mermaid, the new version.
Oh my God! Did you see how dude they lost $900 million?
I saw it.
In the
She's so
last-
much hotter underwater, though. When she comes up, it's just like,
Well,
be,
you're
be wet,
human.
be wet, be wet. All right.
Yep.
Someone has been randomly mailing smartwatches to the U.S. Navy personnel.
China.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as soon as like,
You won this. Good job.
officials are warning those who
Where's
receive.
my buzzer?
I'm hitting it. Officials are warning those who receive the free tech to not use devices due to potential cyber shadiness. Yeah, no shit. So NCIS is investigating this thing. A bunch of sailors are getting some smartwatches. Oh, it's free. Okay. Oh my God! Isn't it like Navy getting like $75,000 too, like enlistment bonuses now?
Are people just getting dumber?
Yeah.
Like that should be an OPSEC thing where, hey guys, OPSEC, if you get free
free
tech,
one.
like
Yeah.
let's not
Wear that to
that
war.
shit, you
Make
know,
sure my GPS tags on there.
make
too.
sure your location services are off.
Yeah.
Well,
keep them on. Yeah.
So the National Security Agency had a booth at one of those like tech conferences or what have you, and it was kind of like a recruitment flyer or whatever. And
yeah.
it had a charging station. Plug in your phone to charge your phone,
Yeah.
right, in case your battery's dying.
Oh
But
yeah.
they were downloading all the fucking information off your fucking cell phone and showing you, hey, something as stupid as a charging station
Oh yeah.
can be programmed to just wipe all the info off your
Was this
fucking
at
phone.
was this at a hospital? Because I just plugged my phone in at a hospital the other day.
Well, I mean, you never know, but
I'm
it's
hoping
like,
they didn't hack my phone.
Yeah.
There's nothing on there.
yeah.
Oh, so I guess a Senate committee advances a bill that may kill Army combat fitness tests.
Yeah, they're really.
You guys hear this?
They're really pissed off about this one.
They're like, hey, why even have a bar at all?
yeah.
Let's cut the bar. We've had it low. Let's just cut it out completely. The Senate Armed Services Committee passed the Chamber's fiscal 2024 defense policy bill, which, according to official summary, restores the Army's physical fitness test as the test of record. Although the bill has a long road ahead before it becomes law, the move signals powerful lawmakers' frustration with the Army combat fitness
Well,
test.
there are a lot of issues with this thing.
Well,
it's beating the fuck out of people.
It's equipment,
It's expensive.
resource, and time
Yeah.
heavy.
Well, it also
Honestly,
beats the body up pretty bad too.
Yeah,
Really bad.
If they left the push-ups as the T push-ups,
yeah.
all right, sit-ups are a plank, and then as much as I hate running 2 miles,
keep the thing
Whatever.
at 20 minutes. It's awesome.
Keep the time standards that they have right now.
I feel like if
I'm
you
all
can't
for it.
run 2 miles, you probably should not be in our military.
We're old though.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
even at the old guys, man, it's like
even the old
Jesus.
guys, you gotta fucking run, bitch.
I get it. I get it.
2 mile? Give me a mile.
What's your time
after-
frame though? What's your time?
Right now we have 20, but that's after 5 other events that beat the shit out of you. 4
20
events that
so
beat the shit out of you before, because one of them's like tossing a ball, which ain't that hard.
Like a medicine ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking
You have to
kill at
toss
that
a
thing.
medicine ball,
backwards like a certain dude. I'm
and you have to
talent.
huck it like a certain amount of feet
Yeah,
behind you.
I'm pretty awesome at that thing. That's like my best fuck. Everyone's like throwing it directly in the ground. I'm like, dude, just watch, just launch it right here.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
It's all about the
Watch
angle.
that thing
Technique.
go.
Angle of
Right.
approach, all right?
Yeah.
Were you guys never an arty? Come on.
Exact artillery,
That's why
baby.
we got it.
Yeah, all the way,
I knew
baby.
it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Drop 20.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, dude, it beat. Dude,
Why can't they just keep it simple?
I'll tell you,
Sit-ups, push-ups,
2 mile run.
pull-ups, running.
We don't do pull-ups.
Oh, yeah.
They had the closest thing though. They had the knee tuck, but big bottom boys like PD back there.
Or why don't you do
made
like
sure
a
got
lat,
rid of it.
like lat press?
Lat press are fucking.
Lat press would be a
nice.
way to-
But then
a
you
way
need
to do
equipment
it.
though. They need
Yeah.
more equipment. That's
Yeah,
the
but you're
thing.
saying you need medicine balls.
Oh,
you
no, I'm
need all
saying
this
like
other
get rid of all.
shit.
That's what they're trying to do. Is
That's
get
what
rid
we're
of
saying
all
is
the.
try to get rid of all the resources that are needed for this
a
version
lot.
of the PT test. And just
Yeah,
do a
and keep it
body
simple.
body
Keep it
weight.
simple.
But
That's
still,
what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, even a shuttle run, like the shuttle run, like it'll fucking drain you. But you need kettlebells, you need the sled,
Yeah.
and all that
It's
shit.
a lot of
It's like,
stuff.
Yeah, it's a
Fuck
lot of
that.
stuff to have.
It's a
where
lot for a
You
test.
should be able to do a PFT test anywhere in
Exactly.
the world,
just
at
easily
any
at
time.
any time.
Right.
Like boom, knock it out. That's
Yeah.
what the old one was. I mean, but anyway. Oh yeah. Speaking of Army and fun stuff than you've done, they claim to have their enlistment up, but don't provide any proof. It's like, our numbers are bad. We're just not going to give you anything. The U.S. Army claimed that the enlistment numbers are on the rise, signaling a potential improvement in the efforts to address the severe recruiting crisis. However, the Army has chosen not to disclose specific data to support this claim, according to a report by military.com.
Right.
I love how this government just is like, yeah, this is happening, and people are like, "Are
No
you
proof.
sure?
Yeah,
Like,
no-
how do you know that's
Yeah.
happening?
Once
Just
again,
believe me."
Once again, this isn't North Korea. We're going to ask some questions.
Oh my!
Where's the data?
God. Yeah, no data.
It's classified.
Staffing?
It's
We
classified.
have the staff.
Oh my God!
Meanwhile, they're also talking because Army Secretary Warmuth or whatever the fuck her name is, they're like, hey, we're going to be looking at how we're going to redesign the force structure because our units are at like 80% capacity and what have you. So it makes sense to shutter some units like kitchen folk, the 92 Golfs and what
Did
have
you
you.
say kitchen folk?
Kitchen cooks.
You know them kitchen folk.
Cooks. Kitchen folk. I love it.
I thought that was great. Good one.
Yeah, I like it.
So it's like, does it make sense for us to still have cooks and all this other shit? So let's collapse some units, but then
Yeah.
stand up, what the wave of the future is going to look like. So
I mean, we have MRAs for a reason, gents.
It used
all
to
right?
be. It used to be a fucking punishment back in the day too, man.
KP duty.
KP duty, man.
Dude, I was on scullery duty.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, on a
God.
ship?
Yeah, that's gross.
Dude.
That's,
It was like the worst 3 months of my life.
Yeah, I think either you were telling me about it or it was
Oh, it was-
Scotty that got into a lot of.
Oh,
'cause
Scotty,
he
yeah,
did a lot
Scotty
of-
was there too.
doing a lot of talking about.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
I bet.
dude. Yeah, we were there.
Okay. Oh, shit.
And then just people just chucking their trays at you. You're like, you fucking slobby bastards. And they just keep chucking food. They're like, you're like, dude, I'm a person.
It just keeps like falling on you.
Enlisted lives matter.
I imagine
I'm
it
like a real person.
Imagine it's
here.
like the Star Wars room, like where the compactor is, but like all the trash you smell, just all food, like you're in it. It's like keeps
Yes.
falling on you. And you're like covered, like it's on your cover.
No, that's
it's on
what
your
the
eyebrow.
That's what the plastic room is like.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to smash the plastic down in these discs. Oh
But I
God.
just imagine in the scullery, like it's just falling on your face. Like there's like an onion and a pickle on your
Oh,
cheek.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
You know,
dude.
mustard all over yourself.
That's why it's not good to have facial on there.
Yeah.
Your food would stick to you.
Yeah, it smells.
Have
the
little
scullery.
snacks left for later.
Speaking of the core, what's going on with that? We want to hit that one
The
up.
Corps will now let some enlisted Marines who have been twice passed over for promotion stay in the service. In other words, shitbags.
So, welcome to the Army. Welcome to the Army.
They're going to do this in a bid to boost retention. The relaxation of the up or out policy, as the forcing out of troops who twice miss out on promotions, is sometimes called, comes as Corps leadership. What the?
Oh, yeah, sorry, there's a little error there in typing.
I did read that right.
Yeah, I did.
Comes as Corps leadership is working to keep more experienced Marines in the service,
So
which is true.
it's good
Because if you have a locked-on corporal that's just like I'm good with a corporal.
Yeah.
I like leading Marines from this
Trust
position.
me, we know all about it in the Army.
So it's like it's good to
Flagged
keep
for
some of
7
those.
years.
Who's got flagged for 7 years? Flagged for 7 years. That's the best. I was flagged for 7 years. I love that, dude. That's like 7 years. If you did 7 years in the Corps, like that, you should be like a fucking.
If you did 7 years in the Corps, you should at least be a staff sergeant. Or,
Yeah,
you know,
and it's
staff
like
sergeant.
it has to be. You have to
Yeah.
be. Yeah, you could get away as E4 for like ever in the Army.
E5s you can get away with a little bit in the Marines because every platoon needs a sergeant. So
Yeah.
I mean, if the sergeant pool's low
Yeah,
and you're like a guy that's there, they're gonna keep you and
Yeah.
not want you to kind of move up.
but yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad they're kind of loosening it a little bit just to give them a little more time, figure their shit out. It's tough enough as it is.
Well,
there, right?
also we're technically in a time of peace now.
Yeah.
So the good thing is that
We know.
it gives these
We know.
it gives these guys that have been in the longer term to stay in
Yeah.
and teach these young guys coming up that are
All right.
let's think about it. You know, somebody's going to start a war somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Not us.
Bound to
no.
fucking
no,
do it. It'll never be
no,
us.
no,
I mean,
no,
we're
no.
the good guys.
We're the good guys.
So here's our next no shit story.
Yeah.
Pentagon victim of price gouging by military contractors.
Yeah, it's like really.
Yeah. In a 6-month investigation into practices of military contractors, 60 Minutes has revealed or unveiled a disturbing pattern of price gouging that cost the Department of Defense billions of dollars annually.
So, like,
Experts
really.
and former officials interviewed during the investigation revealed a broken accountability system within the Pentagon, resulting in exorbitant charges and limited leverage for the government.
So really.
Is this is this the first time a reporter's ever asked this question? I
Yeah,
feel
they're-
like
But it's like
really?
so stupid and so obvious. Like even doing like a
Yes.
BII loadout for the
Yes.
JLTV, right? You're going item by item, and you're like, why is this like a $40 fucking hammer? This is literally
Dude. A hammer.
fucking
Dude,
a hammer.
are you kidding me? I raped that recruiting center that one
It's
time
a
with my
Harbor
company.
Freight fucking
Yeah.
We charged like 4 times more over it because we're just like, fuck them. It's like, I knew I was the only contractor who's going to do it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to make so much money
Well,
off
dude,
the Army.
I
love it.
The freaking fraud and the freaking price gouging and all that shit happened with the VA when
Yeah.
we were allowed to go out in town, and that's why they've like reverted back to this jacked up way that they're doing things now. But they had so much extra cost that they shut it down after like 2 years.
sure.
Yeah.
Military DOD fucking overspending has been happening since time of Gomorrah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like forever. If the
Yeah.
people that guard the gates want shit, you're just like, yeah, dude, you can have it. Like,
Yeah.
no big deal. Like,
It's just so like, oh, really? Price gun? Yeah, because.
it's not the lowest bidder. It's the lowest bidder with the right friends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's all about who you know.
Well, speaking of the Pentagon, who wants the first one?
I'll
on
take
this
it.
one?
Tonight on Criminal Minds. Pentagon Porta-John painting.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, at the Pentagon, they have paintings of random military shit all over the place. Tanks, jets, boats, etc. Some are good, some are terrible. And then there's this. At Spark898 tweeted, Sparky is an unofficial Pentagon art critic and former crayon eater.
Ooh,
Look
hey,
at this-
friend.
Look at this pretty porta shitter. That's just a painting in the Pentagon. It's,
On the wall of the Pentagon's D-ring, 10th quarter, 5th floor.
God.
To OPSEC anyone?
yeah, right.
is a painting by longtime military artist Harley Kopek titled Hide Your Head in the Sand.
Like it.
None other than a camo netting covered Porta-John in Iraq, which the netting never did shit.
Yeah.
Within a forward deployed Porta-John's steamy confines, the scalding stallness of which can make an exterior 125-degree Afghan or Iraq afternoon feel, at least momentarily upon exiting, like a fall evening in Montana, rank counts for nothing. It is the ultimate weight loss program, a haven of unrivaled perspiration that simultaneously houses some of the military's finest artwork, a collage of flamboyant scribbles that tell a chronological story of a John's occupants.
Absolutely.
It's only fitting then that the Pentagon painting, though more eloquent than the doodles adorning the interior of its iconic subject, would serve as a tether that binds a Pentagon-based senior officer to junior enlisted subordinates.
Oh, yes. Everything we have in common is
Yeah.
that porta shitter.
This is such a
Everything.
written by a Tribune critic.
You like that?
Yes. I really do love it. I mean, camo netting on a porta shitter? We never got those.
Yeah. it's-
Ours were blue so that they
maybe a
could
Husco
see us.
barrier around it,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's nice. It just keeps in the heat.
Keeps in the heat.
It's a little flavor saver in the bottom there.
All
nice.
right. Speaking of Army and recruiting and stuff, who wants this one? up here?
National Guard CSM versus Wendy's. CSM is
Command Sergeant Major.
Command Sergeant Major versus Wendy's. God damn, what'd you do?
What'd you do?
The National Guard claims to be facing stiff competition and recruitment from the private sector. And while that notion may bring in mind high-paying STEM jobs at major companies like Google, Apple, or Netflix, Nevada Guard Command Sergeant Major Marco Arens,
I guess,
says it's Wendy's. It's Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. is a restaurant on the western part of the country.
Yes.
It's every job a young person goes up against because they're offering the same incentives that we are right now. Holy shit. While the Army National Guard has crossed the baseline threshold for recruitment this year by a margin of 699 soldiers,
Just made it.
things on the air side aren't going as well in the war against Wendy's as well. Guard officials cited competitive wages and schedule flexibility in private industry as a major hindrance in the recruitment process. Yes.
Also not being treated like shit.
I could see that. I mean,
No
having
motor pool Mondays.
having a soul, being treated,
No, like a person.
like a person.
Kind of until you get a customer and it's like, what the fuck?
You could call them and be like, I'm going to take the day off. And they're like, okay.
Okay. No.
Find somebody to take your spot. Oh, okay. Can't do that in the fucking National
Bring your
Guard.
NCO and a water source.
Yeah.
Go on.
Whereas covering the cost of education through veteran affairs programs was formerly a huge incentive to join the military, companies like Wendy's now offer tuition reimbursement as well. Holy shit.
Right? I kind of want to get a job if I
We're
could.
gonna send you to
I
Burger
know,
College.
dude. What's the sign-on bonus?
I actually did work at Wendy's back in high school. I loved it.
And of course, employees also benefit from food discounts on such tasty dishes as a Baconator, an item considered significantly more pleasurable than MREs or chow hall dishes. That is, now that they put it like that, I go, I get it.
Dude,
I get it.
Literally, I didn't want
These kids.
I was like forced to quit my job at Wendy's because that's when my parents forced me to move to California to live with my family, and I leaving.
Wendy's was dope.
Remember, that was our hangout. Too,
Is it
in
when
high
you
school.
still had the fucking salad bar?
Yeah, the potato, the actual,
Yeah.
Well, because
the
we had
breadsticks.
we had the
were
giant
around.
Kmart parking lot right
Yeah,
next
I
to it,
know.
so literally like the whole high school could hang out there at the same
Right.
time. It was
And
badass.
that's really like the job. I'm like, dude, I'm just
Did the
gonna.
Kmart have a Little Caesars?
No, the
No.
Kmart was abandoned.
Yeah, at that point, I think it was still open because
It was a venture.
It was still open. It just closed right around that time as we were graduating.
I stole my car out in that parking lot driving through a giant puddle. I didn't realize how deep
so
it
much
was.
sex in that parking lot.
Dude, my intake sucked up. I had a cold air intake on my car, sucked up water right in the engine block, seized it. Bing! I was like, I think we're screwed. I was like, oh no, I had to get a rebuild engine.
Me and Colonel Tom actually worked at that Kmart too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Holy crap, dude.
it's amazing.
That's how old you are.
Yeah.
have to fold the towels.
Yeah. Tom, I think Tom was in the photo booth, like, I think, because he was also at Walmart before and then went over there, or was he Walmart? I don't know
Now
if
it's just a grass. It's just
Yeah.
a patch of grass.
Yeah.
They bulldozed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, nobody else cares. Like
Soldiers.
Donkey kick leads to soccer tourney scuffle.
Oh, my balls.
Memories imprecise even under the friendliest of conditions, and last week beneath the sweltering afternoon sun, absent the benefit of even a single cloud's shade, the conditions were riper for retaliation than a recall at a training facility for Atlanta United FC, a Major League Soccer club. It wasn't initially clear what set off the confrontation amid the in-state rivalry between the rough-hewn infantrymen of Fort Moore and the airmen of Robbins Air Force Base, but the aftermath was impossible to miss. A whistle blew to break up a scuffle as an airman shoved a soldier, and players and spectators of both sides screamed for sanctions. "I'm a hero too," he screamed. Referee Mike Leone resolutely flashed a pair of yellow cards, formally placing the troops on notice
careful.
for their behavior.
Yes.
Naughty, naughty. But what started it all? Conflicting accounts emerged into the incident's wake, but each had one thing in common. A soldier struck an airman. And so begun their love story. One of the match's spectators, who works as a broadcaster for the soccer club, said he thought it started when a soldier kicked the airman. Another bystander said he thought he'd seen a punch thrown. An airman's significant other claimed she'd seen the whole thing. Of course, Dependa, shut up.
Yeah, Dependa.
She described an improbable scene. Quote, "One of the army guys was on his hands and knees." Oh, Jesus. She explained from her camping chair with her arms outstretched in demonstration, and he donkey kicked one of our Air Force guys in the groin. Was the so-called donkey... I was going to say donkey dick.
Donkey dick.
Mortars up.
Mortars up.
Was the so-called donkey kick intentional? A chorus of Air Force spouses argued it was as purposeful groin kicking. In their eyes...
God.
Who wrote this shit? Which were well attuned from attending the team's weekly intramural matches on base, the ensuing shoving was justified. The ref reflected for a moment, then added, "The problem with adult men playing soccer is that they take it too seriously."
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
The winner of the tournament was, drum roll,
Yeah.
nobody cares. It's just soccer.
That's the greatest joke ever.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Long, strewn out.
Atlanta FC. Who the fuck is that? No one cares.
I didn't even know that Airmen and Army play soccer against each other.
Do they really?
But that's the whole story. Is this?
I thought that was all fake.
No, that's all real. This isn't even the satire. It's actually really
Oh
happened.
my god.
That actually
Oh.
happened.
Speaking of Santa, I need an intro, dude. You need to come up with like some kind of intro.
Oh
graphic
yeah,
or
give you a
something.
whole best satire of the week. Yeah, like yeah, you know
We
what?
can record it later.
Yeah, we'll get it. Yeah, right now. I'm a
Yeah.
little scratchy. I smoked less
Right.
last night. All right, best satire of the week. What do you got, bud?
Russia news swings back to boring Ukraine invasion and war crimes. Oh, poor Uncle Vlad. Every newsroom USA, after a thrilling 24 hours in which it looked like Russia might just slide into a cool as shit civil war, newsrooms around the world are being forced to return to run-of-the-mill boring coverage of the regular
my
fighting in
God.
Ukraine with the inhuman war crimes and stuffs.
Dude, this is a crazy ass war though, because you're seeing like motherfuckers are mounting GoPros on themselves.
Yeah.
Like they're like, hey, come with me as I attack Vlad. Like it's fucking crazy.
Keep going. I'm going to get the rest of this now.
This is such a letdown, said Eric Sherling, CNN's executive vice president of U.S. programming. Let's face it, the invasion of Ukraine is a tragedy and outrage and yada, yada, yada. But it's been a while since anything exciting has happened, right? The Wagner Rebellion promised to add some Hollywood-style spice to the now stale conflict that has internally displaced over 6 million people and forced more than 7 million people to flee the country.
Wait a minute. Displaced 6 million and forced more than 7
Yeah,
million?
so
Yeah,
7 million
displaced.
actually left the country,
The other ones
while
are
the other 6 million
are
are
scattered
throughout the territories of Ukraine.
Got it. Okay. So in all,
Marine
a lot.
13,
A lot of people.
13 million. Would
13 millions.
Be, yes.
That's a lot of millions.
Kutasha. I guess it's back to casualty counts, agreed Kimberly Rosenberg, who leads Fox News programming. What are we up to? 350,000 total? Maybe 375 by now. Oh, Lord, I'm nodding off just thinking about it. Actual Russia expert Michael Kaufman of the Center for Naval Analysis illuminated an additional challenge posed by the Wagner coup that wasn't. Look, despite the amazing ability of Twitter experts to pivot from submersibles to Russian private military companies, there's only so many actual Russian experts to go around. Things like this Wagner uprising are a critical jobs program for anyone willing to bloviate on television. Despite the jaded response from America's news machine, military sources closer to the issue responded with more emotion. As for comment on recent news and events, a hollowed-eyed European Command Director of Intelligence, Major General Timothy D. Brown, exhaled through pursed lips and said, "Fuck." I mean, seriously? I don't know. It's like, fuck, man.
Thank you, Beaver, the best satire of the week. On that
Oh
one.
my god.
Yeah.
Vape me back.
Yeah. The whole
It's crazy.
hollowed-eyed. There you go, bud. All right.
Oh, now
a-
it's time.
Thank you, Duffel Block, for that. Oh, yeah. What is it time for? It is time for our
POG Professional.
We salute you. Hats off to you. All right.
Air Force Master Sergeant Corey Enberg. Master Sergeant Corey Enberg received the Purple Heart Medal this month at
Nice.
Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico for wounds received in action during his 2021 deployment in support of Operation Inherent Resolve.
What is
Only
it?
took 2 years to confirm.
1945 over here, Lancey? Yeah, coming out of here.
I've been watching old gangsta flicks. Okay, I'm proud of what I have accomplished, and future airmen might test for promotion on questions about operations I took part in, said Engberg, who has been deployed 8 times and served more than 1,000 days.
Not bad.
I am coming close to the 20-year mark, and I think it's time for me to step out of the way and let the next generation of airmen lead. A Silent Shield maintenance production superintendent assigned to the 43rd Intelligence Squadron, then Tech Sergeant Engberg, was deployed in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. He sustained his injuries during a coordinated rocket attack against the Forward Operating Base, FOB, where the 16th Expeditionary Special Operations Squadron was based.
All right. Well, hats off to you, our POG Pro. Purple Heart. I
We
like that.
salute you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for getting hurt on our behalf.
Also telling us that you're retiring.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, I'm out.
I'm out.
This is the pinnacle of my career, and I'm done.
Done. All right, it is time.
This is the scumbag moment.
Scumbag Lance Corporal Helder Molina.
Shit, he's a Marine.
Of course. Easy pickings. A U.S. Marine stationed in an airbase in Japan
I knew it.
faces sentencing in July for car theft and drunken driving charges he admitted. Of course, he admitted it.
Yeah. I did it. It was me. Guilty. Yes.
On April 2, Japanese police stopped Lance Corporal Helder Molina, 30, in a car reported stolen less than an hour earlier.
Motherfucker's 30.
Oh, my God. They caught him in less than an hour? Come on, man.
Old ass E3.
A spokesman for Iwakuni police said Molina, stationed at Marine Corps Air Station Iwakuni, was held on suspicion of auto theft and drunken driving. Molina pleaded guilty to both charges at Yamaguchi District Court. What am I watching, Pokemon?
Dude, they just got me hungry for sushi right there.
A prosecutor told the court that Molina drank about 10 bottles of beer at bars on and off base between 8 p.m.
And you know that's some strong ass beer too over there. That ain't that,
Oh, my God.
that ain't that Bud Light, the rainbow shit on it. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
yeah,
That's,
they got the real deal.
the real deal.
Where you're drinking a meal.
The real. You know.
The Marine got into a parked car, its engine running, and drove off, although his coworkers and the car's owner tried to stop him, the report said.
Oh, my God.
The prosecutor in court said Molina drove dangerously and crashed into another car and a wall.
Sam.
Dumbass.
Oh, my God.
They held me at gunpoint.
They had me at gunpoint. It's just two black guys. Yeah, that tracks. All right. Go on.
At the hearing,
Lot of
Molina
inside
told the
jokes here.
court he was drunk that night and doesn't clearly remember what happened. Seems legit.
Yeah. Yeah, it works all the time. But then you admitted it, so it's like,
Yeah.
you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean,
Never admit anything.
I mean, to be honest, he maybe
Even-
thought the valet was bringing his car up, and he's like, I'm hammered. I don't know if this is my car or not.
He walked there.
I don't know how many black guys there are in Japan, but just blame it on them. The cops will still be like, yep, it's definitely the black guy. They did it. That's just how you do it over there. Oh,
my
ridiculous. Because, you know.
So you should
whatever.
always carry a super soaker.
Yeah. Black guy invented that too, which is awesome. We covered that too. All right.
Lonnie Johnson.
Lonnie Johnson, that's right. Great man. All right, we got to catch a service member. Hey,
Oh,
what are you doing? But it's not like a kitty diddler, so that's good.
Well,
It's-
that's good.
yeah, finally. But it's a really high-ranking motherfucker.
Yeah. Former Air Force Major General Bill Cooley is set to retire
Looks like a dork.
Yeah.
as a
Let me touch your pussy.
colonel following his conviction for abusive sexual contact.
Nope. Nope. That's
Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall made the decision to demote Cooley to a field grade officer after his trial in April 2022.
Can't make him a second lieutenant?
yeah, we kind of covered this
I mean-
scumbag before, or we talked about it, but this is like his sentencing,
sentencing.
or
What's
his
the-
actual what charge. Well,
The
what-
Air
well,
Force
technically yeah,
Material Command spokesperson stated that the Department of Air Force holds its leaders accountable for their actions and expects them to uphold the core values of the military. The soon-to-be colonel was charged with 3 counts of abusive sexual contact under Article 120 of the UCMJ. After a week-long court-martial at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, he was found guilty of forcibly kissing his brother's wife in a car after a barbecue in Albuquerque, New Mexico, back in August 2018.
So, like I said, it's not not like
I
full.
get it.
Yeah, it's not right.
It's not right. It's not right at all. Was he hammered?
Probably.
I'm imagining after a long barbecue.
Yeah.
Is
You're looking at
is his brother's wife hot?
You're looking at your sister-in-law, going like,
No.
Yeah, what's
I
up?
I don't understand that. I don't understand.
"Oh, you're not into the whole like the
No.
in-law
My
I was in
sister-in-laws,
that-
I look at them as like my sisters, and I'm like, I get it,
okay,
but like,
yeah.
you know,
Got it.
you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just like,
You're not a pervert like me. Okay.
no.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Although,
what you want me to fuck. All right.
although Cooley was acquitted of 2 of the charges, he faced consequences in the form of a reprimand, awkward family get-togethers, and forfeiture of $54,550.
For a 2-star?
The potential penalties he could have received were severe, including dismissal from the Air Force, loss of pay, up to 7 years of confinement, and the possibility of being registered in the National Sex Offender Database.
Yes to all.
This
Yeah.
case holds significance as it represents the first instance of an Air Force general being convicted in a military court, and the first time the sexual assault charges have led to the criminal prosecution of a high-ranking official.
Good.
Even
Okay,
yes,
I feel like they're there could have been a better instant. I mean, this is the worst thing a general has done.
Yeah. I don't kill a lot of people.
I mean, but
Cover up a bunch of shit. They do a lot. No, this is pretty bad
generals
stuff.
probably do some shitty
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
You
well-
know, they're any people in high-ranking, high-powerful jobs.
Right.
People are inherently, not good. So I
What
mean,
was that Travolta movie where he's the CID guy?
The general's daughter.
General's daughter. Speaking of that, yeah, there you go.
Holy shit,
There you
that
go.
was
There you
a
go.
great
There-
movie. Great movie.
Do that one at some point.
We should do that one
Yeah.
soon.
We should.
But yeah, okay. So
Well, here, the Air Force has struggled with sex crimes just as long as the Army has, if not worse. Even the Air Force Academy and all that. Knowing that,
Does that guy look like a guy that would force himself? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
yeah,
And
please mute your cell phones.
yeah, my bad. Daughters.
he
damn
looks
you.
like-
What do you want?
No, yeah. Go on.
he just, they're setting an example. And then
Yeah.
on top of that, him being a, Major General 2-star, yeah, he needs to be.
No, Major's 3, isn't it?
No, Lieutenant
Lieutenant.
General's 4.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Brigadier.
Yeah, Brigadier, Major,
Major,
Lieutenant General.
Oh, he looks like he's
General.
got 3 on his rack.
No, that's his button
There's a little button. Yeah.
on the epaulet.
Yeah.
I can't see it. It's only
It's
2K.
It's only 2K. Yeah, you got the shitty monitor. I can't tell over there.
I'm just kidding.
just look to your right.
Yeah.
I just
Lancey,
like to
just look to your right.
I just like to fuck with OG.
far right. No, go far right.
Simple Jack.
Be so simple, Jack.
Yeah, so they're making an
Anyway.
example of them too.
Yeah.
I mean, is this the worst sexual crime they could prosecute? No.
No.
They took what they got, made an example of them, and say, hey,
Yeah.
if we can knock a general down, we're going to knock you down.
I
too.
think they should give the whole book at him, even though it's not that.
Shut up.
Right? Just an example. Like,
Right.
don't do anything. Stop doing it. Like even the bare minimum, which isn't like.
Problem is, then people get caught doing like treasonous shit, and they're like let off.
Well,
You know what I mean? So it's like, where are we setting this bar?
Ex-presidents, current presidents,
Like, you know what I mean?
it's
Like,
like-
where are we going with this? How
secretaries
are we
of
gonna?
state,
Yeah, right.
anybody
I mean,
that's any political position, but yet
yes.
you get a National Guardsman that dumps some shit online,
right, and you're fucked.
Yeah, well, still fucking don't do it either.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it at all.
Yeah,
Just don't do it at all.
But yeah,
No reason to have any kind of. Anyway, this guy, I'm glad they're doing something. No, you know what?
yes,
To fuck him a little bit more, though, if you're not going to give the rest and they turn him on a colonel, no retirement.
that's what I was saying. I was like, dude, if you want to set an example, take away his freaking
I feel
retirement.
like you should have an honorable discharge to get your retirement. Like, no
You
matter
should.
what. Like,
But they demoted him down to a colonel. A colonel's retirement package is still pretty
Yeah.
fucking choice.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
yeah.
I mean,
it's not as good as what he had, but.
Oh, no private jet. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's
Like,
right.
bummer. Like, maybe you shouldn't kiss girls that don't want to kiss you. We're taking
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
taking your jet away.
Right.
Because generals get jets.
Rule number 1, gentlemen, let the woman make the first move, all right? These days, stay safe,
Get
homies.
a signed contract
Yeah,
before
stay
any
safe.
sort of involvement.
Let her jump your
I'm
bones.
surprised we didn't victim shame and said she probably did start it off.
No, I
I
wouldn't.
could go
think
there up.
that. You could, but
I'm
at the same
proud.
time,
Of you.
we weren't there.
I want to know
And
what was her husband? What's his job? That's what I want to find out.
Fluffer.
Yeah. Right. And that's it.
Cuckold.
Cuckold.
Joke's on
told
you.
her
I'm
to
into
do it.
that shit.
He told her to do it.
Oh my god. the button? I can't find it. There
He's
it
like, remember when you tripped me, Bill? I got you back, bitch. Took me 40 years, but I got you.
is. All right. And all right. It's that time of this show. Oh, we got a guilty for this guy or what?
Yeah,
you
I already
do
knocked
feel
it.
like
did
he's
you?
guilty.
I don't know.
I knocked
feel
it already.
Oh,
He's
okay.
definitely guilty.
Knock it.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for our military movie review. All right, and everyone, we kind of
We all just
unanimously picked on Platoon.
Platoon.
All right,
Platons.
that Platoon.
I can't believe it was made in '86, and then you see all these names, and you're like, I know all those fucking.
Let's,
I grew up watching these.
Let me do my thing. We'll break it down, then
Know what I
we'll
mean?
get in there. We'll
Love
actually
it.
do Sam's notes. I still got him, even though he didn't show up. All right,
Yeah,
the
what a
movie
bitch.
for this week's episode is Platoon, 1986. Chris Taylor, a new recruit in Vietnam, finds himself caught in the battle of wills between two sergeants, one good and the other evil. A shrewd examination of how the brutality of war and the duality of man in conflict. Starring Charlie Sheen as Chris, the rich kid who just wants to go to Vietnam to serve his country.
Why should the poor kids go?
No, why should they? Yeah. Tom Berenger.
Berenger.
Berger.
Burger?
Burger.
Zip Fairbaker?
Burger. Berger Bessen. Becker Sandreich. Tom Berenger. As Sergeant Psycho Barnes. Wow. Yeah. Willem
This guy-
Dafoe.
That went off the rails.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe is Sergeant. Let's get a little high.
Elias.
Keith David as King. Goddamn, I'm lucky I left before that shit happened at the end of the movie.
Big old motherfucker.
You got Forrest Whitaker as Big Harold, Francisco Quinn as Hooah, Kevin Dillon as Bunny. Wow, okay. And then John C. McNeely as Sergeant O'Neill. I love him in this. Anyway, good pick for the group here. I love this movie. I haven't seen this movie in about going on almost 27 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's not a movie you want to watch more than,
I was trying to get some 4th of July ones. This is the 4th of July,
Yes,
special.
Absolutely.
But this worked. All right, who wants to read off some of Sam's notes? We could all go through these things. What did he like?
Sure. Number 1, probably the most realistic Vietnam movie because it was written and directed by Oliver Stone, who served in
Vietnam.
Who was in the movie for about 4 seconds before getting fucking blown up by the Viet Cong.
Yeah. And then the other thing was they used, what the hell's his last? Dale?
Yeah,
Guy Dale or something.
I think that's actually in his notes. Yeah, Sam's got that on there. Yeah, Dale Dye. He was an actually officer in Vietnam. He's actually the main reason why we have
military
realism.
And they actually have companies that go out now and do this stuff and are really like vets that are there making sure movies are legit, except for your shitty ones that don't use these companies or use a shitty vet.
Yeah, he was a Marine Corps captain.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he played a
that
captain.
voice, when you hear that voice, to like me and my generation probably, is just like, oh, shit.
Yes, Dale Dye.
Oh, yeah.
Dale Dye, yeah.
Dale.
Dale Dye was
Dale.
like he's played so many like
iconic roles.
Right, and it's like small little like just enough to brief something, and you're like,
it's always a fucking officer too.
Yeah, well, he was
Yeah,
one, so but he does a good job at it.
Yeah.
But he knows about like I watched his special too about him like putting people in the shit, and especially for this movie, specifically
this 30-day boot camp.
He put him in the shit, which
and when he's calling in airstrikes and shit, it's realistic.
Right.
He's using all the right terms in the right context at the right repetition, the right cadence.
And even though I know that
like when you're doing gunnery commands and in Fury, and all my taker buddies were like, "Oh my god, they're like actually doing it right."
Everything was going good with
Fury.
this. What I loved about this too, as I'm watching it, and I keep thinking of Tropic Thunder. That's kind of why I put a simple jet, because obviously there's a lot of stuff from Tropic Thunder that they stole from Platoon. They're using in it,
right?
Yeah,
for the parts of it.
Yep.
But like the part with William Dafoe when he's like running through the field, when that was happening, all I kept saying was "survive." I was just gonna go survive.
I was thinking, I was like, why this guy's arms are up in the air? He's over. Come on, Willem.
He's flagging down. He's flagging down the chopper though.
Yeah. Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's flagging the chopper.
They didn't give a fuck about him.
Well, they took
off. They were there's too many.
Well, they thought he was dead.
Yeah. Well, I know that motherfucker.
Let's give it some for our younger listeners that have never seen this.
You guys need to watch this.
Yeah, this is.
You guys got to watch this. This is, if you ever think war is cool, watch this fucking movie. You'll get a glimpse of how shitty war is.
What else did Sam say? Remember, these are words of Sam. So what notes he's got here? Certain Barnes, one of the best played sets ever. Okay, psychopath.
Yep.
Back in the day when you killed commies instead of electing them. All right.
Burning shit. Everyone should do it at least once.
It's fucked up.
Man, it's really such a good activity, though. I mean,
4-to-1 Mopar to diesel ratio.
That's right. And you got to stir it. You know what I mean? You can't slosh it. You got to stir. You got to stir. Use your good hand, child.
They made it like pretty nice when they did. They weren't gagging a lot.
No. I would imagine it smelled like shit in Vietnam.
Like naturally.
Well, I mean, you have that many people. It's sweaty, hot, humid, just nasty as fucking bugs.
You get malaria. Good, I'll get out of here.
Like when Charlie Sheen's on freaking watch and he's got the towel over his head and he's just peering out just through the little crack. I'm like, that is a real shit. That's why we all have schmogs, because we were like, oh fuck, let's keep the dust out. Let's keep the whatever.
That seems intense too.
Yeah.
And you go, but I mean, and then that was just a fucking. Throughout the movie, he went through like all the different stages.
Yeah,
like went out on a patrol, got fucking hit.
Seem fresh. Yeah,
goes to show you like the medical side of stuff. Like what happens when guys get light duty? Oh, we just go into a tent, and we get blown out of our brains, or you sit in a tent and get drunk as shit, wondering where everybody else is.
Back when you could get beer in a combat zone. What the fuck?
Just
how cool
stealing
is that?
cases of beer,
weed. Everyone's getting high as shit.
Yeah,
or drunk as shit. There's a bottle of fucking Jack.
I don't know. Weed was native to Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's a little too humid for it there, but
it's a little too.
I mean, it's not the right climate, but
South Vietnam.
Afghanistan is very close to there, so it was probably en route.
Our resident botanist over here.
Yeah. But dude, this movie was fucking. You forget how good it is, and how like you want to fucking. You're just like. when you see them doing evil shit to me, no one hates a bad cop worse than a good cop type of deal. If you're a good person in the military and you see bad people doing shit, that makes you fuck it. It like breaks your heart.
And and this movie definitely does it. And Sam's line here too. What his notes? Why
And
can't we burn villages and towns to the ground anymore? Well, great, Sam. You're a sick fuck.
Like you know, shit like this happened.
Oh, I know. It's so
all the
fucked
fucking
up.
time.
So
and
fucked up.
That's why we fucking
Yeah, like dude, Barnes' character was just
No,
like
you just do call for fire.
the whole Sergeant Barnes thing, man. He's just such a fucking
just an evil fuck.
evil man.
Yep.
Evil.
But he had been shot 7 times. His face was all disfigured.
Great at his job though when it came to like
killing people. Getting answers,
getting your men to kill, like just like in the bush.
Yeah. Yep.
Always makes me think
It's one of those guys you're like, I want him on my side,
Yeah.
but I want him on a leash.
Right.
And like,
Absolutely.
in that instance, he's like, oh shit, I just chewed through my leash. I'm on the fucking free.
Side note here, which is the movie, like it's in the movie too, though. Like they keep talking about the bush, right? You know, which makes it two things: Australia, the bush,
It's a bush, mate.
But it also makes me think of my Eastern European father, because I'll tell you why. Quick short story.
Yes.
Anytime I'd have any girl over, he'd always tell me like, "You go get blowjob in the bushes, not inside my house." And I was just like, "All right, cool." So every time I hear bush, I just think of bushes. It's always just like.
Did you have a favorite bush?
You have like 3 or 4 of them, but I never. Yeah.
Put little seats like in around, cut out the middle of it.
You get the blowjob in the bushes.
That is what bushes are for.
Anyway, back to the movie here. No, dude, God, fantastic. I think around. Let's get into some ratings here on this one. Break down whoever wants. Let's go with Petey. What'd you give it here? You give it
$1, Bob.
$1. Hold on, I gotta get rid of your
Son
stuff.
of a gun.
I'm a little rusty here.
No, I gave it like a 4.96 or some shit like that. Or
Yeah,
4.76.
almost
I
a
think.
fiver there. You know, close enough. I'm not doing new graphics for that shit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Everyone's like 4.75. I'm like, shut up.
Oh yeah. We're doing odd numbers.
Yeah.
Just
Do you
solid movie.
Did you watch it with the fam?
No, not this one.
no.
So probably should take the oldest and be like, all right, boy. I was gonna
You
do that
still
with
got time.
I was gonna do that with my nephew. She's like turning 16. I was like, come on here.
A
take
16-year-old should be able to handle that.
Yeah, I don't want to
A
like.
16-year-old in 2 years is going to make that decision whether they want to join the military or not.
I don't want to fuck up his head too much
Potentially.
before my field trip.
seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right. So yeah, good rating. Okay. Lancey.
4.75.
Yeah, man.
It was just a great all around. It takes you to Vietnam.
Yeah.
It takes you there. It's one of those movies that just kind of capture. I mean, I love cinema. I love movies and all that shit. But this is like one of those movies where you're not just kind of like sitting back watching it. You're like in it.
Survive.
It's nice. Survive, motherfucker. Oh my god.
You went full retard, man.
You would never go full retard.
Never go full retard.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Lancey. That's no great
Yeah.
fucking thing. All right, I gave it 4.5 straight down the line.
Yep.
Fantastic all around. Haven't seen it in a long time. It was a nice refresher. Once again, a lot of stupid shit was falling in my head because after I watched Tropic Thunder so much.
Yeah, you
That
can't.
like I realized like how much of that movie was actually stolen from Platoon. I'm like, dude, like everything.
Yeah. Yep. A satire.
Yeah, like really good satire of just that. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like I knew it had a lot with it, but like that is a lot.
Yeah.
No, but great movie all around.
'Cause
Great
it's
actors.
so iconic.
Yeah, it was iconic. I mean, I love that. Like seeing everyone younger and like, wow, look how
Oh,
young.
yeah.
Except for Charlie Sheen, still looks the same. You know.
He pisses excellence.
Yeah.
Some
You know what I
Tiger
mean?
Blood.
Yeah, the
Tiger
Tiger Blood.
Blood.
I mean, he still looked great. Seeing Defoe that young, it's just like,
Willem.
yeah, dude.
Every time I see him, I just think of Boondock Saints.
Like, what's his name? What's the actor who played Candyman? God, I forgot his fucking name. I didn't put him on the list.
Candyman?
The
Oh.
guy who plays Candyman, yeah, the black fella.
Yeah.
You know, dude, he was good. But David King, seeing David King, or sorry, Keith David playing King. Jesus Christ, Keith David.
Oh, dude. Keith
who was
David.
so young. Just
Yeah.
like, hey, motherfucker.
Just great with that big ass gold tooth.
Love his fucking voice. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker.
Great in Rage 15.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
Forrest Whitaker, dude. I mean, that
Yeah.
had to have been one of his earlier parts.
it was, and
I
he was
mean,
really good into it too.
that
Still fat
guy's-
back then. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, never was skinny. Good.
Yeah.
Always a chunky monkey. Didn't come out the way it's supposed to be. I mean that as like.
Oh, shit.
That's
I didn't
horrible.
Even think about it like that.
I just realized when I said it. That is not how I meant that whatsoever.
I didn't even think about it
I
like
call my
that.
kid that sometimes. I'm like, I get a little fat there. Like, all right, I'm done now. I'm done. And actually, it's going to be the end of our show. 'Cause we don't even have a smoke pit. It's 4th of July. We're going to
Hey,
celebrate, right?
We got shit to blow up.
Yeah,
you got
we
shit
do.
to blow up.
You know, it's America. And fucking Sami's not here. What an asshole.
Hey, all our new listeners out there, You made it to the end. Congratulations.
Not that.
Don't give up. Keep coming back.
Clancy, good seeing you here. Sam, fuck off for not being here.
Yeah.
Petey, good seeing you, bud.
Cheers.
We'll
That's right way.
catch
Sam,
you
I
guys.
hope you burn your ribs.
Yeah. No, don't. He's bringing those over.
Oh, shit. Never mind. I wish something else. Like you run out of soap.
Yeah. That's I think he always does. Anyway,
That's
doesn't
OP.
even buy it. Doesn't even buy it.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th of July, people.
Keep your fingers.
America's coming back. Don't worry. We're not fucked yet.
Catch you guys next episode.